There is history in this place. There are dragons to be chased. And though I don't know who you are, easy flow and a strong heart, and a charm in the way you hide. Gently take my skull for a ride. And I don't know who you are, but I know what I would like you to be. A one-night stand under stone persuasion, but a joy that I can't hide. Gently take my skull for a ride. We can never ever go too far. Maybe we can stay at least away. So let's go quicker, no, we go slow. Let's go chasing dragons through the snow. Come and take my arm, give me all you have. Gently take my skull for a ride. Take and shake your soul, never lose control. Gently take your skull for a ride.
The whole thing just kind of started out as, you know, me and Skin Phillips, like, we'd go out tag teaming on photos, and like at the time we had to do video grabs, so we had video cameras instead of using sequences. And so at one point we just kind of looked at each other and were like, why don't we just make a full-on video? And that was Dreams of Children, you know. And trick-wise and stuff, the quality was definitely there. Like, it was like these guys know what to put in a video. Whether or not they knew how to film it, that's two different things. And then to now where it's like the whole thing is just, it's just awesome, considering what we started. You know, what started out as just like, hey, we got this footage, what are we gonna do with it, to a full-blown project every time.
The one thing that I was most psyched on was that we could have people from all kinds of different teams. 'Cause that was basically all that was around back then, was team videos and stuff. And we were like the first like high quality video that had like a good cross section of skateboarders. You know, we had only done one or two, and so it was definitely some thrown together stuff here and there, like Tom Penny's part filmed in one day.
All right, next try.
If you had a chance to experience any like skateboarding with the guy, like, you know how like magical the guy's skateboarding talent was, you know, just aside from knowing how legendary he was, but just to witness it, like, you know, skateboarding was like the farthest thing from his mind till he got on the skateboard and like could just do anything. We had been to the chain like numerous times. Like, it was a struggle to skate the thing because like you had to deal with the bank, where if you got loose, you would get pitched to the flat. So we brought him there and we just thought, like, he's Penny, you know, we're gonna get the frontside flip, the switch flip, like, you're gonna get all the stock tricks, but then like he just started rifling them off, just one after another. When he threw the nollie backside flip out, like, everyone was like, ooh, like, you know, you don't want to go fakey into it. Just a switch ollie is sketchy. Then he figured, like, you know, his nollie 360, like, boom, spun it down, and then no sooner did he make that than he was back up and he caballerioed it, you know, like, switch frontside flipped it. Like, it was just like, you know, all of us skating, eventually we just had to like tone back to where we're like, let's just watch this guy. You know, obviously we're witnessing a moment here. This guy is just destroying this place right now. Like, no one's ever gonna be able to come here and skate it again. And he just sealed the deal with the switch backside flip, which, you know, my immediate thought was like, he was kind of kicking him around. I was like, well, you know, this one he doesn't have, you know. And like 2 or 3 tries later, he's putting them down, like, whatever. A few tries later, that's it. Like, he just sealed the bank off for good.
Don't come back here, the bank is definitely closed. It's over with.
That was the final time I feel like anything was ever done there. I can't even imagine, like, especially in Southern California, like when one individual just shuts a spot down. Like, nobody goes there, not even to this day. Like, you can't go there because you know, like, it doesn't matter what you do, like, it just will never compare to the one-man destruction session that he just put down and, like, blessed skateboarding with.
I'm just gonna seriously try to land it, and if I don't, then we're gonna go. Okay?
It's funny to think of like how it is today to film, you know, and then how it was to film that video part. It's like the whole 4-wheel drive part is just so, you know, not a single night of stressing about the next day. It's just like driving around with a video camera in the car on a normal day going skating. Like it wasn't any stress, it was real easy. It's funny.
Is that in the camera?
So easier, you could just get away with just skating how you skated every day. It gets harder, way harder to film a video part now. Like I could go out and get a trick today if I wanted to and put it in the video, but not something that wouldn't impress people that much, you know? When I watch Heath in that video and I watch everybody else in that video, I just think like, this kid is so advanced. Like backside lip sliding 13 stair rails when people weren't even going that big at all. He's a perfect example of strictly business skating, you know? He's like a stuntman. Sometimes I hear about things what he tries, and it won't be just one time go do it and you're done. Like maybe like 3 times back, and then finally do the sketchiest thing he's ever done in his life.
I'd always been, at that time, real close to Heath for a while because we both skated for Foundation and kind of decided to go on to Birdhouse after that. But we didn't really ever go filming with each other that much. There's the one part where he did the lip slide to shove it. I remember I was there for that thinking, holy Moses. cameras have changed, and it's just totally evolved. The filming has become more of an art, you know, whereas before it was kind of buddy cam.
I'm a real filmer. Look at my camera.
People would film and they'd have a fisheye, but they'd be 6 feet away, you know. Where now you can have a fisheye, you can be right up there, right in the action.
are Bob Burnquist, could you please spare a minute of your busy schedule and call me back, please, because I'm the biggest fan of you and always was, ever since you were from Brazil. Bye. La familia.
I was filming for Interface, and it was like, what can I do? You know, flip trick or a lip trick, or, you know, it's just like you're trying to figure out what to do, and then the picnic table was there. Just the idea came for them to hold the picnic table up, and ended up being sturdy enough to where you can actually do some tricks on it. It was kind of hard at first because I was scared that I was going to go up to do a rock fakie and the thing would shift back, and then I was coming down, I'd hang up on the coping. So I was like, I don't know about this is kind of sketchy, so that just kind of evolved into trying the rock fakie. One of the things that was hard about that thing was speed. I mean, you didn't have any speed to do it. The picnic table itself and tricks on it wasn't the hard thing. You know, it was getting up to it. Lincoln was there too, and Lincoln skated it in his crazy way too. So that was just a fun thing. That was just one of the trying to figure out what to do, and the camera was there, and it all worked out.
I-N-G, I'm gifted, unlimited, I-N-G, I'm gifted, unlimited, I-N-G, I'm gifted, unlimited, I-N-G, boy. It's me.
It's bad for you. You know what, Dre? I don't like your attitude.
So, what do you like skating at the most?
Love part?
Why?
Why? I already told you. I explain it in the 6th Sense video. So why don't you go ahead and show that clip right now? Love part? It's perfect. It's got everything. Big ledges, little ledges, long ledges, short ledges. Big stairs, little stairs. It's got everything. I skate there every day, unless the cops are there. Steve was a good sport. I asked him if he would be in my section in the 6th Sense video, and he was down for it. So that was the most fun, is skating with him.
Don't do nothing stupid. Hey, don't touch me.
Stop right there, buddy.
Hey! Whoa! No!
I got asked to go on the Route 66 tour, and I had fun on the trip, but it broke me off pretty good. I got hurt the first 2 days really bad. Broke one of my bones in my wrist, and it took me 2 weeks to be able to start skating again from the first fall. Like, I made a trick, and I was getting psyched again, and then I went and wrecked myself on that rail in Denver. Seen the rail, I looked at it, and I thought for sure I was going to do it, and I was like, man, this is the first try. Like, whatever the case was, I was going to try to ollie to the rail, and I did, and board didn't go with me. Definitely a scary feeling. I knew it right when it was happening. I could feel it. I was flying down onto my face, smashed it really good, broke my wrist, another bone in my wrist, so broke 2 bones in my wrist. My face was just split wide open. I didn't know how bad it was. I had to walk 3 blocks back to the van, get in the van, go to the hospital. The doctors couldn't believe it. They checked my head, they examined me, they asked me if I was on drugs. They didn't know what had happened, they didn't understand exactly how it happened.
Howie.
What happened, Neil?
I don't know. Neil forgot to lock into a 50-50.
And what happened? What were you doing?
Damn skateboards again.
Skateboarding? Pull it away for a second. Oh, wow.
Wow.
He's like bleeding all over the place. Like he basically tore his whole though, like eyebrow area, both sides. Really huge laugh. He's got a severe possible fracture.
They were so surprised that I didn't have any kind of concussion, no swelling of the brain, no nothing. Thank you, Ty, for being there for me, hanging out with me in the emergency room. And when I found out I was okay and I had a friend there, Ty was talking to, he kept me company. It kept me laughing. We were laughing. I'm sitting there with a broken wrist, a big gash in my eye. And we're sitting there laughing, making jokes, and the doctor was like shooting me up with all the drugs, cleaning me up. And the doctor I had was so good. He sewed it through my eyebrow. You can't even see a scar. Like I said, no concussion. I was not dead, because I could have died on that rail. And something like that, it can happen to anybody. You know, Jamie Thomas is doing crazy stuff all the time. He went through an injury and he's already back on fire. You know, he's one of the best and will always be one of the best. It made me respect people like that because they keep doing what they're doing and they come out good.
Do this.
The generators, okay, you could use that kind of stuff like, hey, I got generators and lights, let's go light something up tonight, you know? And dudes would get psyched. You got a TV there shooting photos and it just, like, the whole chemistry works. The majority of those last 3 videos, Feedback, The Reason, and Modus, so much of the footage is at night.
Every single night until 5 in the morning. 5 in the morning. We're going up to San Francisco, 3 in the morning, Shanny trying the backside nose blind grind.
Right here. Tie it and go down.
I mean, we worked, you know? It got to a point where the deadline was coming up and we were really working. It was like a job.
Why did that happen?
watching 411?
I don't think we're
Hey, we
watching
want to see.
411.
What are we
Are
watching?
are we watching Transworld?
Muska. What up, dog? Just chilling? What's that? Some handrails. Oh, shit.
Muska is definitely one of those people that I'd never met before doing a video. You know, we end up trying to work on a part together, and we end up meeting each other and hanging out and becoming friends, and like, I don't know, like he's the essence of what skateboarding is, you know, like he just goes out, has fun, you know, and it's not like, oh, I'm gonna go try the hardest trick today, this and that. Like, he's just gonna go skate. And that's how it works for him. Like, he goes and skates. And that's what his video parts are. I don't care what anyone says. It's not like premeditated, like, okay, get the filmer, da-da-da, get the photographer, let's go meet here, I gotta get this trick. Like, he's got his boombox, he's got all of his boys, like, he's just out there, like, having fun, like, just raging, skating. Like it's like back in the day, you got your suicidal tendencies taped in the ghetto blaster, blasting, and you're doing judos off the launch ramp. Like, that's what a session with Muska is all about.
Star Center, this is Edward Valesky speaking. How may I help you, Mr. Muska?
How you doing today, sir?
Terrific, how are you?
Right on, pretty good, pretty good. Just cruising AZ, you know?
Yep.
Little vacation out here.
Okay.
What's going on? You know where any good handrails are out here?
Hey, I have no idea.
You haven't been there yet?
No.
No.
Never been there.
All right, man. You ever skateboard?
Nope.
You never?
Never.
Oh, man. Guess what?
What's that?
The day in Arizona was ridiculous. I mean, that's what it will go down as the day. It pretty much went something like this. We went on this road trip to Arizona. It was a whole bunch of people that are supposed to have parts and feedback. And like, Muska meets us at the skate shop in Arizona. We get ready to go skate. Like, yeah, he's like, I know some spots, this and that. So we go to this empty pool. Everyone skates the pool. And whatever, we're about to leave, and Muska sees this roof gap there. And it was pretty diesel roof gap. Like, he ollies it and then backs up 180'd it, no problem, which was like pretty gnarly, like the backs 180'd it. So then after that, he's like, yeah, I know this other spot. And it's this bump over like an oil drum. And then also right next to it was like these little banks that everyone else was skating. Everyone's skating the banks. Muska rolls up on the bump, the oil drum, kickflips this thing. The oil drum was like big. Like, damn, it's pretty nice, like whatever. On our way out of there, we find this ledge. And it's like a ledge now that everyone knows. It was down like, I don't know, 13 stairs, and it had like a crusty ass kink at the bottom, and it had like metal rods sticking out of the middle you could impale yourself on. But go to that thing, 50s it, and frontside tail slides it, no problem, whatever. Just like, Jesus Christ, this guy just going for it today, right? But I mean, he's not, he's just skating, like whatever, he's just skating, that's his deal, right? And sunglasses on to boot, just amazing, right? By this time, it's starting to get a little bit later, and he's like, yeah, I want to try to get to this one more spot. And it was like a 9-star rail and then a 12-star rail right afterwards. He does lip slide down the first rail and frontside 50 down the next rail, right? And we're like, Jesus Christ, this dude's just doing it today, taking care of business. We're just bugging out on it, right? So, like, after that, we go to leave. The night was over, right? On the way out, Muska happens to see this kink rail, right? This is the kink rail on the cover of Feedback. Looks at it, whatever, we all set up, set the lights. 50s at first try.
He's trying it. This is it. He's trying it. He's trying it.
Still the same day, 50s at first try, no problem. Like, everyone's just like, are you kidding me? This dude's just taking care of business today. Like, I mean, I can tell the story, but no one will still realize how gnarly this day was, right? No, I'm sorry, there's no way, no one will ever top this day, right? So we're like, all right, this dude just did all this crap, and then 50 to double kink rail, first try. The day is probably over by then, right? Like, it's almost midnight by this time. He's got one more spot, and it was this gapped rail. Well, it was like a 10-star rail, but with like a little gap in the middle. Whatever it does. Ollie out nose slide on that, and ollie out backside 50-50 on that. And that finally was like the end of the night. That was like 2 in the morning by that time. That was ridiculous. Like, that was the gnarliest thing I'd ever seen.
You like that? What is all that? And then look, or you can make it just go like this.
Cyclops. Look at his mouth. It's a big smile.
Look at this. Stay there, Ted. Don't move. Look at this.
Hold it, Ted.
You look like Bushwick Bell. I'm getting at it.
My name is Atiba Jefferson.
Oh, filming with Jeremy's so fun. You know, we would just kick it. We would go skate and we would just cruise around. It could be an all-day thing. You know what I mean? Like, you weren't really worried about getting anything done, really. They wanted all these little skits. You just pick that outfit out and boom, it was on. Like, half that footage is so shaky because it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And he was a natural at it too. It was hilarious. He put the outfit on and he was that character. Oh, it was so fun. And the mini ramp skating, like the slams he took were so hilarious. I mean, he was just getting worked and I remember just laughing so hard. It was rad.
Long day's work, baby.
Until next time.
You guys are dorks.
The next 5 years, who knows where it can go, man. I mean, it's all in our hands what to do and what we want to do, basically.